Well, it's Friday, and you all know what that means. If you guys haven't been guessing or keep an eye out for lately, as you know, Stardom has begun their annual tag team round robin tournament, Goddesses of Stardom Tag League. So if you guys have not been keeping up what's been going on, well, good thing I am telling you guys now. We just begun with some opening round matches. However, one particular match is not part of the tournament. It reveals, in fact, who is Hanako's mystery tag team partner, and I think many of you don't want to miss out. And of course, first things first, we're going to be reviewing, of course, the much delayed show from ChocoPro number 485 in Shinjuku Face, EMI Sakura's 30th anniversary. Yes, folks, it's been 30 years since she debuted. We're going to see some amazing matches, but of course, EMI Sakura, the main character in this particular show, will be appearing in two matches. The first one in a singles match, and the other one in a gauntlet match, which is gonna be insane, and I believe you don't want to miss out on this one. But also, to let you guys know, there'll be no news updates for today, so it's all about the reviews with the two we're going to be doing, of course, with ChocoPro and Stardom. So, let's get ready for another deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Hey everyone, welcome to Deleted Wrestle Zone, all things that is pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, TNA, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am your host, J-Rod here. So, if you are new to the channel, welcome. This is a channel we do a lot of pro wrestling reviews from various promotions, not only here in the United States, but also in Japan, Mexico, Canada, Europe, the UK. Anywhere pro wrestling is not as big, but it continues to grow. We also, of course, do discussion videos, talk about various topics such as the wrestlers themselves, the promotions, factions, storylines, whatever we want to talk about. We also, of course, do more news updates. If certain information has been unable to be on this episode, we can either put it on the next one or on a separate video by itself. We also, of course, do real-time news updates to keep you guys on alert if something has happened in the world of wrestling that needs to be addressed ASAP. We also, of course, got the Unagi Sayaka Watch and various other cool wrestling content as well. So if you like what you see, please subscribe to us and click on that subscribe button. You'll be getting a lot of daily reviews and other cool wrestling content as well. But if you like this episode, please give us a like on a like button or nice comments in the description down below. Now, enough with the jibber jabbers. School is in session, so let's begin, of course, with ChocoPro. Okay, ChocoPro number 485. Now, of course, we already did 487 or 488, somewhere around there. This was delayed because this is one of their big shows that they normally would do every month, one or twice a month, depending on how things are. Now, this particular show happened, of course, on the 30th of October, and this is, of course, EMI Sakura's 30th anniversary. As you all know, she has been in the business since 1995, I believe. So it's amazing how long has it been for her career. So this happened in Shinjuku Face, and of course it was not released on their YouTube channel just now. So basically, let's just enjoy the whole thing, starting with our first match. Our first match is a singles match. We have EMI Sakura taking on, of course, Kaho Hiromi. Now, it's not the first time these two ladies have faced off each other, despite the fact that Kaho is still a child. But of course, she is a fun little child, knowing that she has childish ways to play her little game. But of course, EMI Sakura is the type of person who's not here to play games. She's here to win her matches. And that's exactly what she did when she applied a backbreaker onto her. And just like that, 1, 2, 3, over. Now, this next match, I like to say this is a real effing nightmare for everyone. And I think some of you would be definitely confused. We have a 4-way quartet match. Basically, 4 versus 4 versus 4 versus 4. Yeah, 4 teams of 4s. This is who they had. Team number 1, we have Chiko Chikawa, Sayaka Obihiro, or we just call her Obi, Hagane Shino, and Sawadi Kamen. That's team number 1. Team number 2, we have Shin Suzuki, Shonshiru, Soi, and Hiroi Yawada. Team number 3, we have Iri Kane, Minoru Fujita, Tokiko Kihara, and Antonio Honda. Now, however, this team number 3, of course, if you guys haven't seen it, they all dress up as EMI Sakura in different time periods. So you gotta check it out. And of course, team number 4, we have Sayaka, Makoto, Jonathan Jones, and Rina Yamashita, aka the champions. Even though Jonathan Johnson, he is from Setup, so you probably can guess that from there. But of course, you ask yourselves, how in the hell is the referee going to be saying? I mean, yeah, it's confusing. And there is a moment where, if you guys have ever seen Antonio Honda, he does this thing where, like, boom, boom, boom. He does that every time, and he does like that. Everybody were doing the same old thing. And I feel bad for the ref because he was by himself. I mean, look, it's bad enough that he has to look at 18 wrestlers around him. Keeping track is the most pain in the butt. I'm not going to lie about that. But I have to say he pulled it off well. But this match ended with, of course, with our current Super Asian champion, Rina Yamashita, applied a splash mount on Chonshiru, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it's over. Just like that. Our next match, we have, of course, Miya Yatsuba. She faces, of course, the first ever AEW Women's Champion, Riho, who's also the former ace of Got to Move at the time. So you probably can guess that. So, of course, this is a very interesting match for Miya because, as you know, Miya has learned from the best. But not to mention, she has to face someone who, in fact, was trained by EMI Sakura herself. And someone who likes to declare herself as the rival to Mei Shiruga. Because, as you know, many people often say that Mei Shiruga should have been the ace right after Riho left for AEW. But, however, you would have assumed that Miya would do everything humanly possible to defeat her, knowing too well if she defeated her, she would have been cemented, knowing she defeated, of course, the former ace of the promotion, and not to mention the former AEW Women's Champion. But unfortunately, Riho defeated her when she applied a running Meteora, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. Just like that. Now, our next match, we have tag team action. We have Chris Brooks and Balinaki, which is very interesting because these two guys, we have seen them over time, how much they don't like each other. But however, they're willing to put their sides different because, as you know, Chris Brooks had to try to keep moving forward even without his actual tag team partner, Masahiro Takanashi, who's out on injury. But their biggest task is facing off against Masato Tanaka and, of course, the newest Hayabusa. That's right, folks. Hayabusa is in this particular match. You may have seen him in Pro Wrestling 01. Now he's in this match. And I thought this match was pretty good. I mean, there were some great moments where you would have assumed Balinaki and Chris Brooks would have won. But unfortunately, this match ended with Hayabusa applying a 450 splash on Balinaki. And just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. Our next match, this is one, of course, that you don't want to miss out. This is part 2 from their singles match, and I'm talking about Azumi from Stardom taking on Mei Shiruga once again. Now, if you guys have not seen their match they did a couple years ago involving the high-speed belt, it was one of the best matches ever, and people have gave high praises for this match. And it's great that we get to see another match with these two. And of course, we do see the usual high-speed standard we see. It was nothing compare. It's completely different from we were. I mean, I have to say the first match they ever counted each other is the best one. But this one, well, it's different. But I'm not gonna take not gonna lie about it, but in fact, it was an okay match. I'm not gonna lie. But of course, the same old high speed thing. I mean, referee get involved. I'm so sorry about that. And of course, I felt bad for Tamara, who was the referee in this match, who had to suffer the shenanigans from everybody because, of course, that's how things happen. But it took multiple times for Azumi to apply the Azumi Sushi on Mei Suga. I mean, I would have assumed she would have put her away with the number one or the foot stomp, but it was, of course, the Azumi Sushi that sealed the deal. And just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. Now, our next match is a gauntlet match involving EMI Sakura, and basically she's been facing every wrestler. Her first opponent is Coyote Yoneyama. Basically, as you all know, these two ladies, in fact, know each other for a very long time. It is no secret about Coyote Yoneyama, also a very familiarized hot speedster. And you would have assumed that EMI Sakura would have just put the brakes on her, but nope. It was, in fact, Yoneyama with a code red that, of course, ended right there for her. So EMI Sakura lost, Yoneyama won. The next match, well, apparently is teacher versus student. Of course, the first ever AEW Women's Champion, Riho, take on her former mentor, EMI Sakura. Now, of course, EMI Sakura, she is not afraid to take on her former students. And that includes, of course, Riho, or Hikaru Shida, or, of course, Mei Suga. That sets it up right there. But, of course, Riho, being a fast competitor, you know exactly what she's capable of. And, of course, she was able to defeat her former mentor with the running Meteora, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. Our next match, well, this was a surprise appearance from our current ChocoPro general manager, Aoi Kizuki. It's, as you all know, she hasn't wrestled since 2013, I believe, and she's also a former student of EMI Sakura during their Ice Ribbon days. Yes, folks, if you guys haven't figured that out, EMI Sakura was the original founder of Ice Ribbon, and she left due to personal reasons. But it's interesting to see them. Now, of course, there was a moment where Kizuki could have won this match, but she got so worked up, got too excited, it cost her the match when, of course, EMI Sakura put her in the schoolboy, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, EMI Sakura got one win on this one. So basically, it became 1 win and 2 losses. Now, her next opponent, well, this one was a surprise for her, and many of you who are familiarized in the Yoshi wrestling scene, we have Momoe Nakanishi making her appearance. It was interesting to see them. I have to say, fantastic match. A lot of people had a great time. And I wasn't too sure what Nakanishi was intending to do, but she surprised us when she was able to pin EMI Sakura. And just like that, 1, 2, 3, another loss for EMI Sakura. So that makes it 3 losses and 1 win. Now, her final opponent, well, another student, and of course, someone we just saw recently, Mei Suga. So she has to face someone who she had dealt with time and time again, either in singles or in tag team. And of course, many of us might have assumed that Mei Suga would have picked up the win the last time she defeated her when she was still the Super Agent Champion, but not this time, because it was the Mahe Straw by EMI Sakura that picked up the win, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. So basically, she won 2 matches, but lost 3. It was a fantastic show. Now, during the post-show, the general manager, Kizuki, of course, has announced that there will be 2 more shows happening real soon with ChocoPro. She never specified at where out, like what venue, but she did specify the dates. The next one will take place on the 26th of November, and then the final one will be on December 30th, right near close to New Year's Eve. But of course, Kizuki even announced a brand new trainee who just made her appearance, named Waka, just plain Waka. Girl with glasses. I don't know. She looks more like a high school student. But yeah, so she is now the newest addition to be trained in ChocoPro. So we will be seeing her soon enough. I'm not sure when or where, but stay tuned for more. We may see her some exhibition matches taking place in ChocoPro soon on the Chocolate Square. And then, of course, EMI Sakura put out a promo talking about her history when she debuted in 1995. And she's often right now talking about what it'd be like when she hits the 40-year mark. I mean, yeah, that would be like in 2036 or so. But yeah, So no, 35 actually. But yeah, we'll see what things happen. But it was a fun show. So you guys should check it out on their YouTube channel. So that's pretty much it right now with ChocoPro. Let's move on with our last and final review, and that is of course Stardom, Goddesses of Stardom Tag League. All right, Stardom, Goddesses of Stardom Tag League. Now, if you guys are not familiarized with this event, this is their annual tag team round robin tournament. So it's all about tag team, and of course, just like any other in any Japanese promotion, they do have that same point system. You win a match, you get 2 points. Lose a match, zero. But in the situation of a time limit draw or double countout, everybody will get 1 point each. And of course, the winner will face the champions, and the current champions are none other than Atsuko Tora and Ruka, better known as BMI 2000 members of Hate. So that plays out, and of course, if they win, they get to decide who they want to face. Now, of course, this was the much recent event that happened in Cork and Hall. Let's talk about the pre-show they had. We have uh, Emma Maeshima. She takes on Momo Kogo. Now, I did mention that she was not going to be participating, but it turns out that it wasn't about that. It was some other circumstances. We don't know why. I mean, she would have been the logical choice to team up with Saida, but of course, Saida is teaming up with B. Priestley. But of course, this match was going to go in front of the. She was going to win. She was able to pick up the win when she applied a back twist onto Maeshima, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. Now, we did had an opening match in the main card. It was a non-tournament match. We have, of course, the other rookie, Kikyo Furuzawa, taking on the current red belt champion and the New Japan Strong Women's champion, Saya Kamitani. And I have to say, Furuzawa did everything humanly possible that she could to hold her ground against Kamitani, who has become the most dangerous wrestler. And of course, it was Kamitani with a reversal figure four leg lock onto her, and just like that, she gave up. And of course, there was a post-match promo from Furuzawa to Kamitani. She tried to shake. Kamitani tried to shake hands with her, but of course, she flipped her off. And of course, but there was a moment where Furuzawa was going to slap her hand, like it's like telling her like "f off," that sort of thing. Now, we start out with our first match of the of the of the tag league. We have the blue goddesses. We have Hate, consistent of Rina, who is in fact 1/3 of the artist champions, and she teams up with Konami, who is our current champion, also a artist champion and a white belt champion. They take on the current New Blood tag team champions, Sakurada from the Cosmic Angels, Aya Sakura, and Sayaka Kurara. Now, of course, we have seen how Kurara and Sakura got together very well. However, I'm sure that some of you may have forgotten that there were some moments where Rina and Kurara haven't forgotten, because if you guys remember, it was Kurara who defeated Rina in the finals of the Cinderella tournament. And I'm sure Rina hasn't forgotten that humiliation. But in the end, it was Konami who picked up the win when she applied a triangle lancer onto her, and just like that, she gave up. Now, Stardom president Taro Okada made his appearance in the ring. Apparently, he wanted to announce something that no one expected, and it's been a while we have seen her. We're talking about Fuwa-chan. If you guys don't remember her, she was this YouTube channel person we've seen a few times. Turns out that she is now going to make her full-time appearance as a pro wrestler, which was very interesting. We haven't seen her for almost 2 years or so. She did teamed up with Azuki a couple years ago, and now she's making that transition. But she also apologized over a situation that happened, her involving in wrestling or so. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So she's gonna take this whole thing full time. She made debut on the final show of the year, Dream Queendom. It's still unclear who's going to be her opponent, but we'll see what happens. Now we continue more with the Blue Goddesses block. We have, of course, O2 line, the members of Neo Genesis, Miyu Amasaki and Azumi. They take on Stars, consistent of B. Priestley and Saya Ida. So, of course, a different dynamic. But what's interesting for many of you guys know that B. Priestley and Azumi are opposite side of each other, because if you guys follow history, B. Pussy and Azumi were fact together as members of Queen's Quest. This was during the time of Io Sky's leadership until she left and joined WWE. And of course, being on the other side. But B. Priestley was able to pick up the win with applying Plan B onto Amasaki, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. They get their first 2 points. And I forgot to mention, Hate, Rina, and Konami, they also get 2 points. So that's how it goes. And the rest, they just lose. They got 0. Now we continue with the blue block. We have Mi Vida Loca, consistent, of course, of Rina Yamashita and Suzuki, taking on God's Eye, consistent of Saki Kashima and Shuri. Now, what's interesting, for those who know Kashima, she has her own way of tacting how she wants to win. But however, of course, the one thing that's interesting, Mi Vida Loca were playing the smarter game. They seemed like they were aiming for Kashima, who they like to consider she's the weakest link. And many of you know that no, Kashima is not the weakest link. She has her own way of acting out when it comes to wrestling, and that's exactly what she was doing. But however, somehow, some way, she was able to survive when she applied the Kishikase onto Yamashita, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. So they get their first 2 points, while Mi Vida Loca get 0. And I thought it was a fantastic win right there on their part. Now we jump into the red goddesses block. We have Miku Kane and Sari taking on the very unusual team up of Yuna Mizumori and Mei Shida. However, many of you guys may have noticed there's been some tensions between both Yuna Mizumori and Sari. It seems like, Yuna Mizumori is determined to deal with her one way or the other, like trying to get in her face. But however, at the moment, Sari left the entire work done by Miku Kana, and of course, this led for Yuna Mizumori picking up the win when she gave her a lariat, and just like that, it was over. And just like that, they get Yuna Mizumori and Meisida get 2 points. But Yuna Mizumori, some interesting comments, like calling her a coward, leaving the entire work to Miku Kane into the fact. But it is what it is in that factor. Now, we jump into a match that is a non-tournament. It's an 8-person to 8-woman tag team match. We have, of course, Mi Vida Loca, consistent of Akira Kurigani and Bozella. They team up with God's Eyes members, Lady C and Ami Soda, better known as the Ryawa Tokyo Towers. They take on EXV members, Rian, Waka Tsukiyama, and Hanako. However, their mystery partner, it turned out to be 2023's Goddesses Tag League winner, Mega Bane. Yes, folks, Mega Bane is back, and of course, people were happy to see her. If you guys don't remember, Megan Bane and Micah won the 2023 Tag League at the time, and now she's here, and it was later revealed that she'll be teaming up with Hanako as her tag partner, and I believe this was a force to be reckoned with. However, I think the one thing that many people were expecting, if you guys may have not seen, it's not the first time that Mega Bane and Bozilla has run into each other. They have bumped into each other once before, and that was during WrestleMania week, and now we get to see it once again. And of course, this is like the type of match that gets you goosebumps, that you like, holy cow, 2 of the biggest competitors right in front of you, just like that. But in the end, it was Mega Bane with the Liger Bomb, the running Liger Bomb onto Kurigani, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. And then of course, during the post-match, Hanako decided to go, welcome back Megan Bane. So, and of course, revealing that she is her tag partner in Tag League. So that's something you don't want to miss out. Now, let's jump in back to the tournament with the Red Goddesses block. We have, now many of you guys may know this or not, it was later announced that Koguma and Azuki will not be participating in the tournament. However, Don't say this, but they are still participating as mass wrestlers. Shh. So we have these new wrestlers named DLM called Osita and Teleco. I don't know. But Osita, if you guys know what that means, it means bear in Spanish. So it has to be Koguma right there. But the one thing how this match started, they face against the Cosmic Angels, former tag champions, of course, Saori Anu and Natsupoi. And of course, Osita and her tag partner just immediately attacked them. Just like that. Um, it's still unclear what was going on here, but in the end, it was Natsupoi that picked up the win when she applied the magical fairy onto Tail Tail Teka, I think that's her name. And just like that, 1, 2, 3, they get their first 2 points. And of course, post match, uh, Tail Teka actually tried to beat the crap out of Konami, and just like Natsupoi, and just like that, it was completely over. Now, our main event, we have, of course, God's Eye, more of the Red Goddesses block. We have God's Eye members, Rane Agami and Hina, taking on the current champions, Raka and Natsuko Tora. Now, of course, it's no secret that they are determined to win this tournament, and that's how they're going to do. And they didn't use any tricks on this one. They used a lot of powerhouse on this. But there were some good moments where Hina was close of winning when she kept trying to apply the ghetto clutch onto Raka, but somehow Natsuko Tora was able to stop it. But in the end, it was Raka with a German suplex onto Hina, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. They get their first 2 points, and right now we'll see how things will roll. I can't wait what's going to happen on day 2, so stay tuned for that. But as I said before earlier, there's no news updates for today. Let's call it a day. Well, I hope everybody enjoys this episode. Coming up, I think we do have day 2 of Goddesses Tag League as we speak. I'm not sure. We do have a New Japan show, The Road to something, I think. We'll just see. And then, of course, we have AEW Collision. So stay tuned for those 3. We'll see how things will roll. But until then, I will see you guys in the next DWZ time. Same DWZ channel. I must bid all of you adieu. So, goodbye. And have a nice day. Bang.